You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a police pursuit in Missouri from Illinois leads to a fatal crash.
But first, police in Parsons apprehend a Christmas thief.
And we've got cloudy skies to start the day, and it will be breezy. We are warming up. A look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 a.m. on this Monday, December 22nd. Happy Monday to you all, and we are almost to Christmas. It hasn't felt like it. It's going to do just like Thanksgiving did. It is going to sneak up on us, and suddenly it's going to be here. So hopefully you are ready. And some police officers, by the way, helping make the holidays a little safer.
Yes, well, we all know how crazy the holiday season can get, and some Christmas mayhem doesn't make anything any easier. Parsons, Kansas police apprehended a suspect accused of multiple charges, including mischief, destruction of dessert property, and illegal taste testing.
KOAM's Mitch Adams spoke with the police department to bring us more about the Christmas criminal.
In Parsons, Kansas, police served justice in a case of Christmas chaos occurring around the city. Officers arrested the suspect, identified as the Grinch, for breaking into a local ice cream store to sample different flavors.
We dealt with him at our new ice cream store here in town. It's called the Cherry on Top. He broke in, taste tested all of the snacks, all of the ice cream. And then they made their own Grinch flavor with his help, it sounds like, too.
Witnesses spotted the Christmas criminal in different locations around Parsons, including the movie theater and Ace Hardware, before police apprehended him.
We got a warrant for him, and then we ended up taking him into custody. We chased him at Ace Hardware, just here across the alley.
However, in the spirit of the holidays, authorities released the Grinch from jail on bond and required him to complete community service.
We think that being able to do the community service and learn how to make his heart 2 sizes bigger like everybody else's during the holiday season, that'll help him learn some consequences.
Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Well, the bond posted for the Grinch's release was $1,000, with the money going towards Parsons' Shop with a Cop program to buy presents for area children.
Certainly a very cool thing to do, and a very cool way to help raise some money for that Shop with a Cop program, because in general, that's a very big program, and it's very important to keep the Grinch off the streets. So apparently, earlier we were wondering if it was Lori Langley. It's not. She was not the Grinch.
She's claiming innocence.
She says that it wasn't her, but she does have some tasty desserts that she did not steal, that she is making right now.
And that is a community service in itself.
Honestly, it is. It truly is. And we're going to go over those desserts a little more with you in a moment. But first, you need to know how to plan your Monday, and really think of it as this is, let's say, April 22nd, March 22nd, because that's how it's going to be over the next few days. Let's start with that live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Again, we've got cloudy skies out there, so no sunrise to show you, at least not from any of our cameras, but it's mild. It's very mild. I'll show you temperatures in a moment. Another view of those clouds, 7th and Range Line in Joplin. KDOT camera 69,400 along 171. We've got some grass. We've got some road. Cars should be here and not there. And so far, that's where they've been, and that's a good thing. And last but not least, the MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Getting a few more folks on the roadway. Skies, of course, still cloudy overhead. That's what I'm talking about. Our average high this time of year is about 47, 48 degrees. We're already at 50 in Joplin, 49 in Pittsburgh. Now, we do have some locations that are a little cooler, not by a lot, but Cassville, Monette, both at 46. That's better. Stockton, Nevada, are 48, close to average. Same with Sedan. But most of us upper 40s. And we've got some low 50s. Jay, the warm spot at 53. We have a slight breeze. Hasn't had a major impact on wind chills except for our friends in the east. Stockton, Greenfield feels like it's 39. Monette feels like 41. So again, a little bit of a drop. Then we look at these temperatures. This is, well, these aren't temperatures. This is our temperature change. 24 hours ago, we were 22 22 degrees cooler in Independence than what we are right now. That's where we sit. We're anywhere from 10 to 20, almost 25 degrees warmer now than where we were at this time yesterday morning. That's the warm up that's taking place, and it's still not done yet. Clouds clearing out as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. We're going to be a bit on the breezy side. The clouds and some fog will return as we head overnight tonight. Through the morning, though, mostly cloudy skies. Still about 50 by 9. Highs today, upper 50s, low 60s, and those south winds again gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour. Still breezy tonight. As I mentioned, we've got some fog tonight. Temperatures continue to climb as we get closer to Christmas. We're going to break down those details for you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A Monette woman suffered a fatal gunshot wound in the parking lot of an apartment complex on Fairway Avenue. The shooter, a 33-year-old male, was barricaded in a nearby residence with their 3-month-old child. The incident happened on Saturday afternoon after a domestic dispute inside of their vehicle. The shooter surrendered to the police and is being held without bond in the Berry County Jail. A pedestrian was struck by a car near Opolis, Kansas yesterday morning. According to authorities, the 37-year-old Pittsburgh man was hit while walking in the roadway and was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver suffered minor injuries and was transported to Mercy Hospital. Well, an arson suspect was arrested after a downtown Joplin apartment fire. Crews responded to the fire just before 4:45 Friday morning at the Zan Apartments on Wall Street. Responders searched the top floor for the source of smoke in the 6-story building. Authorities managed to get residents out of the building. Police and fire investigators determined arson to be the cause of the fire. Authorities have since arrested this woman, 54-year-old Jody Reagan of Joplin. She's officially been charged with first-degree arson. Reagan is currently in the Joplin City Jail. Well, dispatch audio revealed a vehicle struck a squad car at 100 miles per hour early Sunday morning. The incident began when Fairmount City Police tried to stop 29-year-old Precious Black for a traffic violation. Officers say the driver dragged an officer a short distance while fleeing, leading to a pursuit from Illinois to Missouri. The chase ended in a crash on westbound I-70 at Cary near West Florissant. The officer was hospitalized and is expected to recover, but the driver died at the scene. This marks the second fatal police chase from Illinois into St. Louis this year and the 5th fatal pursuit investigated by SLMPD in 2025. Detectives are reviewing dash cam and body cam video as part of the ongoing investigation. Well, dispensaries in Missouri say the reclassification of cannabis could lead to cheaper prices. President Donald Trump signed an executive order last week that will change marijuana from a Schedule I to a Schedule III drug. John Kipper spoke with an industry leader.
This is probably the biggest thing that's happened in the industry.
Co-founder and CEO of Beleaf Medical Company, Kevin Riggs, says his industry has waited 10 years for the decision President Donald Trump made Thursday. We're going to speed up the effort to declassify marijuana from a Schedule I drug, the harshest classification, to a Schedule III.
It has been a unique challenge.
In an Oval Office ceremony, President Trump signed an executive order that takes weed out of the same category as drugs like heroin. While not legalizing pot federally, it will allow for more research and also help dispensary owners in a variety of ways.
We will be able to pass along in pretty substantial amounts of savings to the customers and the patients in the state of Missouri.
While they're waiting for full details, Riggs, who owns 12 Suede cannabis dispensaries across the state, is optimistic the industry will be able to lower prices for customers. Right now, due to federal regulations, they're unable to do regular business tax deductions. Plus, they're forced to pay higher interest rates as the big banks refuse to do business with cannabis companies.
Cannot touch us. They can't even hold our bank accounts.
He's optimistic that with the stroke of the president's pen, they'll be able to operate like a regular business soon. And already, recreational marijuana has made an impact in Missouri. Since legalized in February of 2023, the state has seen over $4 billion in recreational sales, sending tens of millions to veterans groups. St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Charles County raised a combined $4 million plus this year. On the Illinois side, they raised over $2 billion in 2024.
Be able to help offset police and fire and all these kind of things.
But in Washington, there is still a partisan back and forth with Democrats uniquely applauding a decision by President Trump
to move away from the failed war on drugs which includes a failed war on marijuana.
While some Senate Republicans, not so sure.
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous drug, and I'm not so sure that's a good decision, but we'll see how it plays out.
Riggs says he hopes the industry and the state will next work on preventing the sale of intoxicating hemp products that have almost no regulation. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Lori Langley is joining us in the studio with a recipe for Christmas cherry fudge. And later, the Empire Market is giving folks a chance to buy their handmade Christmas gifts. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Lori Langley joins us in the studio today to share a recipe for one of her famous Christmas candies.
Yes, this one is so easy. I am not a big fan of recipes that have a laundry list of ingredients and you have to get out, you know, the thermometers and all of the things to make a big production out of it. This one is so simple, and if you want that little extra something to maybe put on your gift trays or, you know, add in those little simple things, this one's got a beautiful little bit of color to it. It's going to be the perfect addition. So we talked earlier about using a double boiler though, or a double boiler system to melt our chocolate and get our initial ingredients together. And that gives us that indirect heat, makes it so we don't have to worry about that chocolate scorching in the bottom. And we're just melting it with a spatula. Do not whisk it. Don't add any air to this. We want to go very just easy and sort of keeping that off the bottom. So what I've got in my pan is about 1.5 bags. I like my fudge a little bit firmer so it's easy to cut. So instead of just 1 bag, I added about 1.5 bags of just regular old white chocolate chips, whatever brand you love, and 1/2 stick of butter and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And this is just the normal size little short can, again, whatever brand you like. And we've got that melted. It's just about all nice and smooth and creamed together. You'll let the butter melt, let the chips melt, make sure you don't have any little pieces left in there. And it's gonna be so smooth and creamy. I know it'll be a little bit hard for you guys to see, but it just is gonna make this beautiful, shiny, just really nice, sort of pourable. You can see it very easily off the spatula. So the last thing we're gonna add in there, once that's all really nice and melted, is just a couple teaspoons of almond extract. We always want to add that at the end so that it doesn't just disappear, evaporate away. So after everything is basically ready, we'll mix a little bit of that in. Because as we know, cherry and almond, perfect together. Just a little splash. But it's also very good without. So if you have someone with a nut allergy or any reason that you want to leave that out, it's not going to change your recipe. You could change it out for vanilla or a different flavor as well. Just put that in at the end, same amount. So we'll get that really thoroughly mixed. And as we were talking, this one's so easy. Just because it's easy doesn't mean it's not really good and one of our favorites, right? We love those peanut clusters. You mentioned haystacks that you love to make. Those are simple, but oh my goodness, everybody loves them, right? They love to grab those. They go so fast. So we're gonna take this off of our heat. As we said, that's the beauty of the double boiler system. As soon as we're ready, we pop that off of there, and now we are completely off the heat. No more worries about that turning into anything burnt or scorched tasting on the bottom. So we've got here our maraschino cherries. As I promised, I've got them all nice and chopped. They are squeezed and dried and squished in a paper towel and squished some more and squished some more because they have so much moisture in them. We want to get rid of all of that we can. It will make a difference on whether or not your fudge sets up well. So I'm going to add most of that big jar, and this is the bigger jar of maraschino cherries, not the little one. But this is just personal preference, how much you want to put in there. So I'm going to stir these in there. When we come back, we're going to add one more addition and really dress them up in our pan.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, thanks, Lori. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. We've got Lori Langley in the studio today, and we're in the middle of making some pretty fun Christmas candy right now.
Yeah, this cherry fudge is so good, and I've kind of taken it up one more notch to make it more of a cherry almond fudge, because that's just my favorite. Certainly, you do not need to add that extra step in there if you don't like the almonds or you're just trying to keep that nut free. It's just as good without it. All we've added in there, again, simple ingredients with all of that. You do want to use some real butter. Avoid the margarine on this one. We don't want that extra water content in there. But I've added to that my chopped cherries, and I added in just a handful of sliced, kind of the slivered almonds. So they're going to be those nice small pieces that you can really cut easily when you go to slice this into squares. That's always something to think about when you cut those cherries up. Keep them in those smaller pieces so that they're easy to slice those into the bite-sized pieces. And you're going to want to keep these small pieces because it's very, very rich. If you're going to give it maybe as a gift to your family next door or your neighbors, you can do this in the pans as well and just leave it whole. You'll want to spray it. I'm going to give this just a light spray, even on my aluminum pan. If you do this on your reusable pan at home, you can just put parchment paper in there so that it lifts out easy. But even the parchment paper, it's a good idea to go ahead and spray it so that it makes it a nice, easy, clean release. So all I'm going to do now is take this entire pan, and again, it's not super hot because we haven't been cooking in this pan. The heat is in my bottom pan, so it helps make it a little bit safer too. If the kiddos are going to help, you don't have to worry about them burning. Just be really careful when you do lift that off because you'll get some steam release from that bottom boiler pan. So once I've got all those goodies in there, don't miss any of those cherry pieces for sure.
Yes.
We're going to spread that out nice and even. And then just kind of imagine where you're going to cut those pieces at, because if you'll remember at our beginning part, we saved some of those little cherry halves to come in here. If I can keep my tips of my gloves out of that. It's a little easier to do with clean hands, let's be honest. But you can make little designs on here with your cherries. Maybe you want to turn these into some little holly berries or whatever. Be creative, have some fun with it. Again, this makes a really great gift. We're kind of past those teacher gifts now the kids are out of school. This is going to set up in the fridge. Overnight is best to really give it a little bit of time before you slice it. But after that, just slice it with a paring knife. You can even turn it out of the pan so that you can slice it with the bigger knife easier if you're going to put it in the little squares. But one thing I didn't point out, I do want to make sure and say, we have this on a very low temp on the stovetop. You don't want this a rolling boil or anything like that.
Low and slow.
Low and slow. It took about 10 minutes to melt my chips before I added in the sweetened condensed milk and the butter, and then about another 5 minutes to really get those well incorporated. So not a lot of time.
No,
but just be patient with it. It's worth it.
Especially with how expensive butter and chocolate is nowadays.
Oh my gosh.
Let's not accidentally burn this.
So true. It's a great time of year to get some sales on chocolate chips, but plan on those being about $5 a bag.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, this looks so good, Lori. I can't wait to snack on this later. Awesome. So thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Coming up now at 7:25 on this Monday morning. We've got cloudy skies out there as we get this day started, but we will eventually get some sunshine as we head through the late morning into the afternoon, and eventually we'll have clear skies in the late evening hours. And then overnight, clouds will gradually begin to return, and we'll start to go partly cloudy tonight, and after about, say, 2 a.m. or so, could get some patchy fog out there as well. So again, if you're traveling locally or regionally and you're leaving tomorrow morning, you do want to maybe plan to leave a little earlier if possible. Because you need to be prepared to have to slow down and run into slow-moving traffic, especially if we get some really dense fog tomorrow morning. After that, though, we should go partly cloudy as we head through the rest of our Tuesday, and winds will be a little easier. And I know Future Track is showing a lot of clouds here, and it's even showing sprinkles, and I don't think any of that is likely. But the clouds will make a return as we head late Tuesday into Wednesday, and we'll have a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies. We'll also start to see a gradual return of some slightly windy conditions by Wednesday, with winds picking up out of the southwest, and our temperatures will continue to climb as well. As for this morning, again, cloudy. Upper 40s to start, mid 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. And of course, clouds will clear out a little faster for some than they do for others, but we'll get some sunshine in here eventually. We'll go into the upper 50s and low 60s. It's also breezy, south winds 10 to 15. gusting upwards of 30. Into the evening, clear to mostly clear. Temperatures, they don't stop like they did last Friday where we reached a point after sunset and leveled out, but they'll slow down in their drop, but eventually we will get to the low 50s, maybe some upper 40s. Still breezy though, south winds gusting upwards of 25. As for Christmas Day, this I wish was a typo, but it is not. We're getting close to the mid 70s as we head into Christmas Day. We'll be in the low 60s by 9. About 70 by noon, still pretty mild, near 70 by 6 o'clock. Partly cloudy and breezy for our Christmas as well. If you are heading out today, you're traveling anywhere. If you're heading out west, the atmospheric river bringing showers, thunderstorms throughout California, heavy rain up into the Pacific Northwest as well. Really warm, mild, very well, just downright hot, honestly, into the desert Southwest. 82 in Phoenix, 83 Brownsville with some rain. Colder, of course, up north. We've got some mid-20s around International Falls. And if you're looking for snow and you've got the time, there are winter storm watches for parts of Maine because they could get 6+ inches of snow over the next couple of days out there. East Coast looking good today, dry, a little chilly in some spots. Here closer to home if you're traveling regionally, got upper 50s up around Omaha and low 70s into Oklahoma City. Cloudy skies, St. Louis, Little Rock, mid 50s St. Louis, and low 60s as we head into the Little Rock area as well. The rest of our week though, temperatures continue to climb. Got that early morning fog tomorrow, low 70s, low to mid 70s Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. And look at those lows into the 60s. Santa is going to need his shorts, or at least he's going to want to take the jacket off and leave it in the back of the sleigh as he pushes through our areas. We stay quite mild. Staying that way into the weekend, then temperatures drop a bit, still above average next week, but at least a little closer with some scattered rain chances. That's check of your forecast. We've got more news and information for you on the way, but first, here's a look at some Santa photos from across the 4 states.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Samantha Walker. Well, every child at a Missouri elementary school will have a Christmas gift this year, all thanks to the generosity of one man. Mike Bush explains what led to this compassionate gesture.
Some surprises don't come quietly. They arrive all at once. At Murphy Elementary School in High Ridge, Missouri, that surprise took over the entire building. Hallways, and especially the gym, transformed from ceiling to floor into a Christmas wonderland. The results of months of planning by teachers, staff, and volunteers, all working together to give their students something unforgettable. Every student from early childhood through 5th grade walking into a moment built just for them.
That we were able to go out and buy each and every one of you a Christmas gift.
And we're not just telling you that we love you, we are showing you that we love you.
Would you help Sama get a TV?
The day was made possible by Ricky Whittington, a St. Louis philanthropist who runs the R. Whittington Foundation, working alongside the school to make sure no child was left out.
We are taking care of over 447 kids. The whole entire school will be blessed with toys today.
He doesn't see it as charity, he sees it as a choice, a chance to turn painful memory into Christmas magic.
I was a kid that never got a Christmas gift. I was a kid that never had a bed. I was a kid that never had a bedroom. I was a kid that slept on the floor.
A childhood without, now fueling a lifetime of giving.
I got surround sound headphones. I got a telescope, a Lego car.
For many of these kids, Christmas would have looked far different if not for this day.
See, you got a TV too?
and the impact will last long after the wrapping paper is gone.
We wanted our students to feel the magic of Christmas, and we want them to know that they are loved.
A reflection of what happens when generosity meets compassion.
I got a hoverboard because of this wonderful person that made all this for us.
Ricky hopes the message goes beyond toys.
Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Someone sees you, someone loves you. So just keep moving forward.
To the students at Murphy Elementary, there were 2 Santas on this day.
He is a blessing to not only Murphy School, but all of St. Louis and the surrounding area.
A Christmas surprise that didn't just arrive all at once. It lingered, reminding every child they matter.
Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, take a look. We've got those cloudy skies you can see from downtown Pittsburgh. Same from our camera at 7th and Range Line in Joplin. KDOT camera 69-400 looking along 171, and it is we got light but not sunlight because you know what I mean. It's cloudy, and there's another view of those clouds. 20th and Range. There is sunlight. Yes, I know it's what's on the other side of the clouds. What I mean is you can't see the sunlight. You can't see the sunrise because it's cloudy. I didn't mean to make it sound as though the sun has vanished. If it did, it would be very dark, very cold, and we'd have a whole new situation we'd be talking about this morning. Temperatures, though, above average in most cases already. Our average high is about 47, 48. Joplin is at 50. Pittsburgh, 48, so you're about where we should be if you didn't warm any more today, which you will. And we've got some low 50s out there too. Grove, Jay, the warmer spots both at 52. A little cooler, Cassville sitting at 45, so we got mid-upper 40s and low 50s across the area. The breeze, not significant yet, but it will increase, but it's giving us some wind chills out east. Feels like 40 in Stockton, 39 in Greenfield right now. And our temperatures right now also anywhere from 10 to almost 25 degrees warmer now than where we were at this time 24 hours ago. Now the clouds, as I mentioned, will begin to clear out, and eventually we'll have clear to mostly clear skies as we head into the evening. Breezy today into tonight as well. Could get some patchy fog overnight also. Between here and there, though, cloudy skies. Skies begin to clear out. 50 by 9 are highs today, upper 50s and low 60s. That south wind gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour. As I mentioned, remains breezy tonight into start today into tonight rather, and we will continue to warm up even more so, getting close to some record highs as we head toward Christmas. Details on your full forecast in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. The Empire Market in Joplin is giving folks a chance to buy their handmade Christmas gifts by hosting their Christmas market. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
All kinds of holiday treats ready for stocking stuffers. We're just so excited for the holidays.
Just in time for Christmas, the Empire Market in Joplin hosts their Christmas-themed market. The market hosts over 50 vendors selling handmade crafts, homegrown produce, and more.
This time of year is really the highlight of the artisan quality and crafts that we have available and make great Christmas gifts. So coordinating that, they just let us know they want to be here, and we work with them to get an application approved. Everything is online through our website at JoplinEmpireMarket.com.
Hosting these events on weekends is also a way to help small business owners, artists, and food vendors establish themselves and keep money local.
When you are purchasing a locally crafted or locally sourced food, you're keeping income in our families within our neighborhoods and our local community. And so you're helping one another out. And so that, to me, is the spirit of giving.
In Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Mourners gather at the Lincoln Memorial to pay their respect to the U.S. penny. In Consumer Watch, surveys indicate Americans don't feel great about the overall economy right now, but it won't stop them from hitting the road for the holidays. Multiple forecasts see record numbers of holiday travelers. Karen Kefa is in Washington with a look at which costs are up and down.
More travelers, more airplane seats, higher airfares, and lower gas prices. It all adds up to another 2025 travel boom.
Americans aren't letting economic uneasiness stop them from hitting the roads, the rails, and the airports for the holidays.
The uncertain economy is certainly not stopping them from holiday travel. This is yet another record season.
AAA forecasts 122.4 million U.S. travelers will take a trip at least 50 miles from home during the end-of-year holiday travel period. That's up 2.2% from 2024. About 90% of holiday travelers, AAA says, will go by car, with the national average for a gallon of gas sitting below $3 thanks to crude oil prices down 20% from this time last year. In the skies, industry trade group Airlines for America anticipates domestic airlines will carry 52.6 million passengers between December 19th and January 5th, up 1.5% over 2024. Expedia's Melanie Fish says passengers who want to travel with minimal crowds should avoid the highest volume days.
The busiest day for air travel is shaping up to be that Saturday right before Christmas. And then the second busiest day is shaping up to be the 26th, the day right after Christmas.
Airlines for America predicts U.S. airlines will add 72,000 seats each day of the holiday stretch. Sarah Kopit, editor-in-chief for travel news site Skift, says airlines have prepared for the rush as best they can, even as the nation grapples with an ongoing air traffic controller shortage.
The airports and the airlines, they are confident that this season they'll be able to handle anyone who wants to come out and fly.
And for those who delayed booking their holiday flights, Expedia's Melanie Fish tells me that there still are some seats available, but expect to pay for them. She also said that some last-minute routes may require multiple legs or layovers, so make sure that saving money is worth that extra time. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:45 now on this Monday morning. We have a cloudy start to the day. I know it looks a little dreary, but these clouds will eventually begin to clear as we head into the late morning and afternoon hours. And eventually by this evening, we should have clear to mostly clear skies. Also breezy, and it'll be breezy overnight tonight as well. We'll start going partly cloudy overnight and then could see some patchy fog after 2 a.m. Heading into early tomorrow morning. So again, for those of you traveling locally, traveling regionally, if you're heading out tomorrow morning, you need to maybe plan to leave a little earlier and be prepared for some slow traffic as we deal with the fog. As I've mentioned, this future track I think is going a little overboard on the clouds. It's even throwing in some sprinkles out there. Not looking likely. We should have partly cloudy skies for tomorrow. Maybe some mostly cloudy skies here and there. We won't really start to see the return of those mostly cloudy skies until late Tuesday into Wednesday, where we'll have that mix out there. Still dry and still could be breezy by Wednesday. Southwest winds will start to increase as we head into the late morning and afternoon hours, and those gusty winds will continue, if not increase a bit, as we head into Christmas, setting the stage for a very warm Christmas across the region, and we again could be flirting with some record highs this week. We may not necessarily break them, but we could get pretty darn close. We're going to start around the upper 40s, cloudy skies out there, and eventually into the mid 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. Into the afternoon we go. Our highs upper 50s and low 60s. South winds 10 to 15, gusting upwards of 30, and into tonight. Excuse me. Temperatures, they level out a bit. They don't stop dropping like they did last Friday. It's a slower drop, eventually back into the low 50s tonight, and those south winds still gusting upwards of 25. As for Christmas Day, though, a very warm day. 62 by 9, near 70 by noon, still near 70 by 6 o'clock in the evening, with highs approaching the mid 70s. So again, the cons are, of course, it's not going to feel like Christmas, which, like Thanksgiving, it's going to end up sneaking up on us. Next thing we know, it's going to be Christmas morning, and it's not going to be very seasonable, but some of the pros, road conditions in our area will be just fine for traveling, and additionally, if kids get some toys that they can play with, they'll actually get to take them outside, because a lot of those toys they get, I know sometimes they're better outdoors than indoors, and it allows you to take a little break indoors as well. If you're traveling, if you're leaving the region, you're heading out, we still have again the atmospheric rivers bringing showers, thunderstorms out into California, heavier rain into the Pacific Northwest, warm and dry into the desert southwest as we go into the low 80s around Phoenix. Colder up north, International Falls, mid-20s. And again, if you're looking for snow, Maine is the place to be. I've got some winter storm watches looking at some pretty heavy snow out there. Getting some, at least a wintry mix up into Cleveland, upper 30s, and of course still quite mild down into Florida in the 70s and 80s. And if you're traveling regionally, we're looking at the low 70s in Oklahoma City for us today. Upper 50s around Omaha, mid 50s St. Louis, low 60s in Little Rock, cloudy skies, otherwise partly cloudy skies again, and with skies clearing for many folks, and low 60s in Wichita, upper 60s into Tulsa. As for the rest of the week, again, tomorrow starts another part of that warming trend, low 70s, mid 70s Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. And our overnight lows well above average, still mild Friday and Saturday. We cool back a bit heading into next week. Temperature still above normal, but a little cooler into the 50s with some rain chances. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
The third installment of a science fiction thriller ends the year with a lucrative bang. According to studio estimates, James Cameron's Avatar: Fire and Ash earned $88 million at the domestic box office and $257 million internationally in its opening weekend.
Studio estimates show the film raked in $345 million in global sales, making it the second best worldwide debut this year, only behind Zootopia 2, which I know you were looking forward to.
Yes. Well, meanwhile, the animated movie David placed second domestically, pulling in $22 million, and The Housemaid took third with $19 million.
And a sad, sad day. Mourners gathering at the Lincoln Memorial on Saturday to pay their respects to the U.S. penny. The so-called very serious funeral honored the legacy of the penny, including an appearance from an actress portraying President Lincoln's dearly beloved Mary Todd Lincoln.
The funeral comes as the U.S. Mint produced the last circulating pennies on November 12th, nearly a year after President Trump instructed the Treasury Department to stop minting new 1-cent coins. The decision to suspend penny production comes as the cost to produce the 1-cent coin has continued to rise, increasing to more than 1.4 cents to nearly 4 cents per penny.
That is a pretty big increase on the cost of a penny, so it makes sense. And a lot of places have gotten rid of the penny, too. A lot of other countries have gotten rid of their penny equivalent long before we did.
And, as sad as it makes me to see pennies kind of go away or begin, there's still so many pennies out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to remember, we used to have, half-cent coins and stuff like that in circulation, and, other countries did. And I'm like,
that's true.
Who knows? Maybe the nickel will go away one day, too.
I'm sure that it will at some point.
Well, a restaurant chain is sent to offer some slimmed-down options after sampling them earlier this year. Olive Garden says it's going to launch a lighter, smaller portion set of entrees after the company saw some successful testing with customers in about 40% of its locations.
Now, Olive Garden says the smaller options will include chicken parmigiana, eggplant parmigiana, lasagna classico, 5-cheese ziti al forno. That one is my favorite.
So good.
Cheese ravioli, spaghetti meatballs, and fettuccine alfredo. The slimmed down portions will be priced between $12.99 and $13.99, depending on market location.
The restaurant says the lighter options will not replace anything already on the menu. Olive Garden says the smaller portion options should be available everywhere in January. And I think this is kind of nice, because, even the slimmed down portions are still not going to be good for you, but you're going to need enough breadsticks. So it's going to be, it's going to equal
breadsticks,
out.
the salad, and pasta fills you up as well. So, it's good to maybe scale that back so you can enjoy other parts of the meal you're getting.
Yes.
Well, scientists have discovered a lemon-shaped planet. You're seeing an artist rendering followed by animation of it orbiting its star, which you'll see that animation soon.
The Jupiter-sized gas giant, more than 2,000 light years from Earth, was recently studied through the James Webb Space Telescope. The planet is extraordinarily close to its star, whose gravitational forces are pulling it into a lemon shape.
Now, the planet's atmosphere is mostly made of helium and carbon, something scientists have never seen before, and it's a mystery how such a planet even formed.
A scientific paper describing the planet was published this week in the astrophysical journal Letters.
That's certainly a very interesting interesting looking planet. Speaking of space, I just read too that Voyager 1 is now about 1 light day from Earth, which is something that nobody ever thought a man-made craft could ever achieve. So that means it takes 24 hours for light from the sun to reach Voyager's location, which also means it takes 2 or 3 days just to communicate back and forth. So I mean, it's got an 8-track in it. It's got some records. 1970s technology. So some alien if there's aliens, they're going to find this thing and they're going to be like, wow, these folks are really backwards, not realizing that we sent that thing out so long ago. But still impressive that it's made it that far and continues to go.
Space is just one of those things that, like, there's so many new developments, it feels like, all the time. Like, I still remember I was in school when Pluto was no longer, became a dwarf planet, and that was devastating.
Pluto will always be a planet. Because I spent my entire life with it being a planet, so it will always be a planet. Well, we got another check your forecast and something very tasty when we come back. Again, we have got the temperatures warm today, upper 50s, low 60s, south winds gusting to 30. Skies gradually clearing for us, though. Overnight tonight, we are going to deal with those partly cloudy skies, some patchy fog, south winds still gusty. And as we head into Christmas, temperatures stay above normal, heading into the low to mid 70s. So get ready for that. That's going to do it for now. We're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.